see your face everywhere. When I'm going out, you'll be there. 'Cause everything reminds me of you. I can't take no more. Girl, I think I'm losing my mind. Try to go to work, but I lost track of time. 'Cause everyone keep looking like you. I can't take no more. I miss your touch.
Hello beautiful, thank you so much for watching. If it's your first time here, my name is Pheladi and I hope you are still doing well. If you would like to see me again, please click the subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on another upload. For today's makeup tutorial, I'm going to start off by doing my brows first because you seem to like it when I do my brows first, and I'm going to start off by sticking my brow hairs up with my Got2b Ultra Glued Styling Gel for edges. I love using this Got2b because it really holds my sparse brows in place and keeps them there the entire day. Only after the glue is dry will I go in with my sorbet loose powder in the shade medium. This just makes sure that your brows don't become oily throughout the day. After that, I will be using my Smudge brow mascara to accentuate those hairs and to create more hair-like strokes on those brow hairs that I stuck down. If you're like me and you have sparse brows, this brow mascara is your new friend. This will have your brows looking fluffy and bushy like you have the thickest brows on this side of town. If you feel like you've used a little bit too much product, you can just grab your spoolie and just disperse the product like that, just to make it seem more even and more hair-like. Using this brown eyebrow pencil, I'm going to now carve out the outline of my brows. So I did mention that I do love straight brows for my face shape these days, and one of you beauties said to me in my comments that you actually preferred my brows with an arch. So I'm going to combine the two, what you like and what I love. It looks like there's a bit of an arch there. When I fill in my brows, I never fill in the part where I went in with the brow mascara. I only fill in mainly and mostly the tail part. To give my brows a matte effect, I like to go in with the singular eyeshadow that I got from the products that I got from Cosmetics SA. And I'm just going to use a random blending brush just to pat it all over where I had applied that brown pencil. Everywhere, including the front part of my brows as well. This part is completely optional. I only do it because I know how to work with black, but if you're a beginner, you can skip this part. I'm going to be using this Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil. It's in the shade Deep Black, and I'm just going to create hair-like strokes towards the end part, well, the tail part of my brow. To clean the bottom part of my brows, I like to mix in my foundation, the foundation that I will be wearing on that day, with concealer. In this instance, I will be using my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Toffee. Now to clean the top part of my brows, I'm going to go on in using just the foundation. Alrighty, now the brows are officially done. I'm going to blend out the concealer once it's a little bit on the dry side. So to prime my face, I'm going to go on in with my Rose Glow Hydrating and Illuminating Primer. If you have oily skin and have always wondered how this primer applies. It's not an oil, it's actually water-based. That is a misconception that I had as well. I thought it was an oil, which is why I steered away from it until I decided to buy it, and then I realized that it's actually a water-based, quite moisturizing and not oily at all primer. I will be applying my base in a different way today, and yeah, just brace yourselves and just let me know in the comments what you think about this technique of mine that I like using for my TikTok videos. I thought I would bring it here too so that you guys can see just how versatile I can be with this beat, darling. And now I'm going to go on in using my Makeup Revolution foundation stick in the shade F18. That is my contour shade. This is new. This is exclusively new to my YouTube channel. I've always wanted to like curve my contour like that, but I always forget. Thank goodness I remembered today. To conceal and highlight the high points of my face, I'm going to go on in with yet another Makeup Revolution product. This time it's their Conceal and Define foundation in the shade F13. And now for foundation, I will be going in with my Revlon Colorstay foundation, which I'm in the shade Bronze. What I love most about this technique is that you actually end up using less products, less foundation mainly. It just always gives me an overall flawless finish, as you will see as soon as I'm done blending this out. I know this looks hella wild, but I am putting you on something. I'm putting you onto something with this bead, darling. Just trust the process. I'm going to start off by blending out my contour. Always blend your contour in an upward motion like this. I don't know how many times I'll tell you guys this, but this just makes sure that your cheekbones are nice and high and not saggy and low and looking all droopy and everything. And for your jawline contour, you always want to join it. I always join mine with the bottom part of my earlobe, just to make sure that my jawline is looking nice and chiseled. Up next, we're going to blend out the foundation. I always leave my concealer for last because I love to let it sit so that it becomes more tacky. In that way, I get the most full coverage from the product. I'm just using the remnants of the concealer that is still on the brush to further chisel out my contour. And when this happens, I always like to go in with a little bit more concealer just to open up the bridge area a little bit more, because we all know my nose is not that narrow, okay? And I can have a little commotion for the base. I mean, just look at this beat. I am beat to the gods, you guys. I am so thrilled that I decided to start doing my makeup like this, because it has really elevated and upgraded my makeup skills. And my makeup looks a whole lot better than it used to. Let me know in the comments if you would try it as well. I will be using the Scarlett Hill Red Matte Lipstick for liquid blush today. I'm going to go in one side at a time because it is a matte lippie and it dries down very quickly. Concealer brush. Look at that. Need I say more? To set this concealer, I will be going in with a mixture of my two sorbet loose powders. One is in the shade translucent and the other one is in the shade medium. The medium one is much kinder to us women of color because it's not white and it's not going to give you that harsh white grayish ghost-like flashback under your eyes, which is why I opt to mix it with the translucent one. To set my contour, I will be going in with my smudge pressed powder. This one is in the shade mahogany. This is another good find that I found at the drugstore. You guys, I never thought smudge can come through on makeup this much, because the last pressed powder that I used that was this dark was the Maybelline one in the shade espresso, and when I went to Clicks I didn't have like enough to buy the Maybelline one, so I opted for this one, and now I cannot put it down. So sure, do not sleep on smudge products, my beauties. I like to reverse contour using the shade medium dark. And now for the second part of this makeup tutorial, the eyes. Darling, I'm going to now prime my lid space using my Makeup Revolution Prime and Lock eyeshadow primer. The reason why I still use an eyeshadow base even though I still have concealer up there is because it makes my eyeshadow pop more and it helps the color stay true to color. For today's eyeshadow look, I'm going to be playing in quite a few palettes, and the first one I will be going in with is the NYX Ultimate Phoenix one, because I really do want to use the black shade in here and I do not have this shade in the other palettes that I want to use, so I will be going in with this shade first. The next palette I will be playing in today is this one that I got from the goodie bag that I got from Catrice Cosmetics. It's the Caramelized Rose Quartz Eyeshadow palette, mini palette, and I will be going in with this shade right here using the small blending brush. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend out this black shade with this color, patting the shade on top of the black before you go into blend, just to mesh these two together, because I didn't actually want black there. I just wanted it to make this shade that I'm using now darker than it was, well, is. Now I'm going to go back in with this shade from the Catrice palette, just to make sure that we didn't lose out on any intensity during the blend. To add even more dimension to this look, I'm going to go back into the Phoenix palette, and this time I will take this shade right here on my Zoeva 227 brush, and you just want to pat it lightly along the edges of that pinkish shade. Go back once more, just a tad bit more with the pink. Alright beauties, so I lost out on such a lot of footage, so it's no matter because I can always just do this. I'm really sorry about that. So let's just continue doing the other eye. What I'm using to cut my crease is my Makeup Revolution Cut Crease Canvas in the shade Halo. The reason why I went in one eye at a time is because this cut crease canvas, what I learned from the other bottle that I finished was that it's better to do one eye at a time, otherwise your shadows become patchy. And I'm going to use my concealer brush just to blend out the outer edges of that cut crease canvas, because you're not going to need it and you don't want it setting in place. With this cut crease canvas, I'm going to go on into the Catrice palette, and I will be using this shade right here. And I'm going to use this glitter eyeliner that I got from Quality Makeup SA just to line where I cut my crease. You need a very steady hand for this part of the eye look. So I fell back in love with this glitter liner last week when I entered the Mpilo Dladla giveaway competition on Instagram. This was my entry look. Feast your eyes. And yeah, so this is what actually inspired this look, because I really did want to use this glitter liner again. And of course, I don't redo looks, I don't repeat looks, so I thought, hey, why not use it in a look like this? And this is what I came up with. So yeah, for the bottom part of this eye look, I want to create a smoky liner. So first up, I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild mega liner. I'm going to use the shades that I used on my crease to smoke this liner out. To wear my 25mm lashes that I got from You May Dreams Beauty. To smoke out my lower lash line, I will go in with the shades that I used to create the smoky liner. I'm now dusting off this reverse contour using my Yardley pressed powder in the shade Walnut. And now for lips, I'm going to opt for a nude lip today because the eyes are looking very bold and we don't want anything that's going to overpower the eye look. And for that, I will be lining them with my Makeup Revolution, the contour shade that I used in the shade F18. To darken this contour shade a bit more, I'm going in with the Essence Eye Pencil. Now for the center of my lips, I'm going to go on in with my Makeup Revolution lipstick. This one is in the shade Inspiration. To lock everything in, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Lasting Fix Setting Spray. And just like that, we have made it to the end of today's makeup tutorial. Thank you so much for watching until this far. If you enjoyed this beat, be sure to click on this tutorial because you're gonna love that one as well. And if you haven't already, my darling, please subscribe to my channel and show your girl some love. I will catch up with you beauties again in my next one. Bye. Baby, right now, I don't know. Feels like I'm riding solo. You got me thinking about all of the problems in us. I know it's sad, but we both know maybe it's time that I let you